Good morning. Welcome to First Unitarian. Have a few announcements before we begin. If you haven't received this when you first walked in, please get it. It is chock full of important information. January is very busy for us. One of the things I want to draw your attention to is Texujum, our statewide justice ministry, is having its 10-year anniversary at First UU Church of Austin on January 21st, and it's between 10 and 4 p.m. It costs $50, but there are scholarships. An additional important thing is we're going to be gathering at Scoof on Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday for a celebration, and we will be, after that we go to Macedonia Baptist Church, so please wear your yellow shirts, and then after that there's a picnic. So long day, but good, awesome fellowship with surrounding churches. And also, there's going to be a bylaw change update. The bylaws have been updated. All you need to do is vote on them, and there will be more information on that. I laugh because it was a very long process, and the board put in a ton of work, so thank you, board. And then there will be a congregational meeting January 22nd. So look at this. Lots there, lots in the newsletter. Let us begin.
Good morning, and welcome to San Gabriel Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. Whether you are here in the sanctuary or watching at home, hello folks at home, we are glad you are here. Whether you are here for the first time or whether this is your 7th time and counting, you are welcome here. My name is John Shaw. I'm a fairly new member of the church. This is my first time being part of the service, and I'm really happy to have found this wonderful church home here in Georgetown. San Gabriel is a member congregation of the Unitarian Universalist Association. There are over 1,000 UU congregations in the United States. All of us together are working for a just, peaceful, and sustainable world. Sustaining each other here in the community is the first step down that long road of important work. If you would like to know more about us and learn about upcoming events, please go to our website and sign up for our newsletter. Please know that whoever you are, wherever you are from, whomever you love, wherever you are on life's journey, you are welcome here. Our opening hymn is number 1008, located in the Singing the Journey. That's the teal hymnal. The song is When Our Heart is in a Holy Place. We'll sing verses 1 and 2, and the words will be projected. Now let us light our chalice, the symbol of our faith. We light this chalice as a symbol of our faith, for the promise of a new day, for the renewal of belonging, for the connection between and beyond all that is, all that was, and all that is yet to come. May our many sparks meet and merge in communion of heart and soul to greet this day.
Our call to worship today is a poem by Lynn Unger. It's called On the Other Side. Through the looking glass, down the rabbit hole, in the wardrobe and out, into the chanted forest where animals talk and danger lurks and nothing works quite the way it did before, you have fallen into a new story. It is possible that you are much bigger or smaller than you thought. It is possible to drown in the ocean of your own tears. It is possible that mysterious friends have armed you with magical weapons that you don't understand yet, but which you will need to save your own life and the world. Everything here is foreign. Nothing quite makes sense. That's how it works. Do not confuse the beginning of the story with the end.
Our affirmation is an expression of our covenant with one another. Please read after me. The words will be projected. The doctrine of this church is love.
We are here to love.
The quest of truth is its sacrament.
We are here to learn.
Service is its prayer.
We are here to care for others.
To dwell together in peace.
We are here to live in peace.
To seek acknowledgement in freedom.
We are here to honor our differences.
To serve humanity in fellowship.
We are all connected in spirit.
To the end that all souls shall grow in harmony with the divine.
We are here to grow.
Thus do we covenant with one another.
This we promise to do together.
Thank you. And now Karina's going to come up with our Wonder Box.
Good morning, and it's lovely to be with all of you today. And let's use our wondering minds that help each other learn and grow and try and guess. I'd love to hear a few guesses shouted out as to what might be in this wonder box today. And I'm going to shake it.
A dictionary.
A dictionary. It's fairly noisy. Any other guesses? A paperback book? We're a literary crowd today. Anything else? It does sound kind of clunky, like a rock. Anybody see what that is? Paintbrush is actually a used paintbrush. What does that make you think of when you see a brush? Work? Could be work. It's that kind of brush for painting over things. What else? Any other? Creativity. Art. I actually am shifting from noun to verb with this one today. So we just have a brush, but we also, have you heard that expression, just brush it off? We're going to brush things, and it makes me think maybe we can all do this motion. We just brush it off. We're going to maybe shake it off. And I know that our little ones have been told many times we're going to shake our sillies out before we need to settle down, right? And that's what I was thinking about, a long-winded way of getting to how Reverend Jami today is going to offer a moment for us to brush it off, shake it out, shake it off, let it go. How many songs am I referencing here, people? We're going to leave something behind that we do not want to carry forward, something that does not serve us well anymore, that we want to say goodbye to and let go of. So that's what the slip of paper, the blank side, is for you to take a moment and write down or draw a picture of something that you are not wanting to bring forward into the new year. We're going to have a moment outside later where we are going to very dramatically let these words disappear and burn away. But for right now, you have a moment to write down something that no longer serves you, that does not speak well to you anymore, that is weighing you down, that you're just like, no, I'm not going to mess with this anymore in the new year. So take that time to write that down for a second, or a picture. I even brought a bigger brush. I'm getting rid of it all. And we're going to hang on to this piece of paper, and later when we go outside, you'll have a place to put that with all the other words, and we are going to set them aflame. So, burning bowl time, but for now, just hang on to that. So if you want to take more time, you can think about it for a minute. All right, thank you.
Across the globe and many parts of the world, people celebrated the New Year, either through Epiphany, following a star, talking about the gifts, or other sort of manifestation rituals. This is the time of year that we take stock in how things went the previous year. In our ritual today, we ask you to specifically name and examine and go inward about things that didn't go so well, so you can externally release that. This ritual is meant to release, but it's also meant to bring you peace and join in fellowship and dream together, as we are together, being together, doing the work of the world in this congregation. The idea, then, is that you get a new word. If you're a skeptic, I want to say that I've done this ritual in other places, and it went really well. The universe, your God, the fellowship, it comes together and gives you the word that you just need in a way that I can't explain. So there's a magic to it. We will touch base with this word that you receive. We'll touch base throughout the year on how you're doing with your word. We might even have an exercise or two later on to see how it's going in your relationship with this new word. And this ritual, we kind of release control. You're served, and you let it go. And that's really important, considering all that's going on around us. My word for last year that I am releasing is disbelief. I will express later in the service why that is my word.
Before I introduce the second hymn, I just want to say that having never sat up here looking this direction, it's interesting to see how many people are touched to laughter or to a contemplative moment. And it's interesting to see the effect that the service is having on you. All right, but now that I've done ad-libbing, let's join in singing together again our second hymn, number 1028, again, in the Singing the Journey, the Teal hymnal. The song is The Fire of Commitment, and the words will be projected.
Earlier in the service, I told you that my word that I am releasing today was disbelief. I said this because about a year ago, when I first arrived at San Gabriel, some people expressed their disbelief to me that we could achieve all that we did. Well, we did it anyway. We received board training from the UUA regional staff and immediately implemented that training. And now, months later, we have an opportunity to review and elect to pass said updated bylaws this month, which might sound really boring, but the governance of the church is the crux of how we decide to be with each other, so it's actually really important. It was a very long process, and in this, I saw the board struggle, and we got advice from regional staff, and we really took into account the congregation, and I was touched and moved by how serious everybody took this. And we celebrated our 10-year anniversary, and we told our story. We donated food, time, and money to several organizations and people in need. We refined worship again, and again, and again. We made way for new ideas of how to be with one another during the apocalypse, post-pandemic, or whatever we're calling this time period. We learned about our UU heritage. We created a new members pathway, and so much more. I had to suspend my disbelief, and so did you. And guess what? The money came when we needed it, the leadership showed up when we asked for it, and the help was here inside our fellowship. So I picked a new word for this year. It's hope. It's fitting because it's the opposite of disbelief, and because we're going to do a lot together this year once again. The meaning of hope is to cherish a desire with anticipation. I am excited and looking forward to what happens next, and I hope we can join together again and do the good trouble that is necessary to make a world a better place. What happens next depends on our ability and willingness to come together in ways we have not yet seen and in a quantity we have not yet experienced. We are out of time and space for arguing. Individualism is killing us. For us to survive what comes next, we need to break down the silos we have built and lean into our partners if we want to thrive. It won't be easy. It won't even be fun, not all of the time. But my justice is bound up in yours. And in order for me to be free, I need you to be free. In order for you to be free, I need to get free. I know we can get free together because I have seen it done. I believe in you, and I believe in us. So what's going to happen later on in the service is you're going to take your word, put it in the bowl outside on the deck, and then you're not going to be able to see which word you pick. So it's like a blind picking. And then that will be your word for the year.
We take an offering each week to sustain this space that we call home and to support our work of our fellowship. Please give generously as you are able. We're very grateful to Gene Olson for playing today. The offertory music is Thy Word by Michael Smith.
We have an additional announcement from Woody.
Thank you, Reverend Jami. All right, let's see if I can get through this without messing it up. As you've heard, we have spent the last, the board, your board of trustees, has spent the last 6 months or so amending and revising the bylaws. Now, this was the result of a few comments from different people about us being out of compliance with some of the old bylaws because it was very prescriptive. We had to do this, that, the other. But one of the challenges we face, as many of you know, is resources, both fiscal and human resources, volunteers and so forth. So we were not able to do all of the things all of the time that were in the old bylaws. So that's really what got things started. We have spent literally hundreds of work hours on this, gone through many revisions, received input from stakeholders across the spectrum, and we're very proud of the results that we have. And we're ready to roll them out, have you look at them, and hopefully we will approve them on the 22nd. Now, a lot of people were involved in this, and of course our process was to follow, number one, UU guidelines, best practices, suggestions, and so forth. And for that, we have Reverend Jami to thank, and also Director of our region, Director Natalie Briscoe. They've been a tremendous help in reviewing and offering suggestions. So what we have is a more flexible document, one that enables us to do everything we were told we had to do before, but short of the resources to do that, we can do some other things. We can modify the committees and so forth and so on. Now, I want to stress that we're still in compliance with state laws and UUA guidelines. You know, anything that we have to do or should do, we're doing. But as far as the other things mentioned in the bylaws, we've given ourselves a little more flexibility. A lot of people were in on this, and our president wants to offer special thanks to Jim Wold, Jana Wehrling, Pat Bertold, and of course Reverend Jami, and Keith Hutchinson, of course, has been a big help too from the outside, and all the board members involved in that. Now, just a little added thing here that I'd like to put in. Molly Hornbuckle, our president, is very willing to give away the credit for these bylaws. But make no mistake about it, you know, initially she said, okay, what are you in charge of bylaws? Well, it took me about 2 weeks to get in over my head with my experience in the UU policies, beliefs, the culture, and so forth, and she was there to rescue me. So make no mistake about it. This goes on Molly's resume. She gets the credit for this. Molly, you're a hero. Like I say, she's being humble. She's going to try to give away the credit, but don't believe it for a minute. All right, now, where do we go from here? There is a meeting, a called meeting, for the sole purpose of approving these bylaws on the 22nd. Okay, I'm a neuron short of a synapse here. I can't find my, that's the 22nd, isn't it? Yeah, 22nd, right after the service. Now, prior to that time, if you want to see what these bylaws are, if you want some input into it, there are going to be 2 Zoom meetings. Now, this is important because when we get together to vote on the bylaws, there won't be any discussion. It's just an up or down vote, okay? But if you want input on this, there will be 2 Zoom meetings to discuss it. One will be Thursday, January 12th at 6:30, And the next one will be January 18th at 6:30. And the link for both of these meetings will be in the messenger. The intention is for these meetings to take time to discuss the most important changes. We'll go through them, and there's a lot of them. There are a lot of them. And you need only attend one meeting, but if you'd like, you can attend both of them. And we'll get your input. Now, the copies of these bylaws, the amendments and the original, are on the website. And I think I also saw an email that you sent, right, Molly? Okay. Molly also sent an email out with the new amendments or the new proposals and bulleted statements at the top explaining how that differs from the old or the current bylaws. So take a look at those if you would, and if you have any questions, you can get in touch with me or Molly or anyone on the board for that matter. Now, if you need a hard copy of these, we're going to have a sign-up list in the back. We'll try to get hard copies to you prior to the, I don't know if we're going to be able to get them for the 12th meeting, but certainly by the 18th. But they are on the website and in the messenger. So take a look at those if you would, and we hope to see as many people here as possible to vote. Now, if you want to vote proxy, if you know you can't be here on the 22nd, see Ron, our treasurer. Okay, he has proxy votes. And let's move ahead with this thing, folks. Okay, any questions? We'll be around. Molly?
If you want a hard copy, if you want a hard copy, sign up back there. I'll give you a call and we will deliver them to you.
How's that for service, huh? Okay, thank you, folks.
Bylaw delivery service sounds a lot better than paying $80 for Uber. I just want to name again the Texujum 10-year anniversary is the day before the congregational vote, so it's the 21st, Saturday at First U, Austin. And also to remind you about the MLK March, 10:30 Monday, January 16th, we'll meet here. And there's a few more things on here about connections groups. If you would like to sign up for a new one, there's sign-up sheets in the back. And now for our chalice extinguishing. Burning through and reflecting on the past, opening with love to what comes next. Trusting the sacred flow of holy mystery beyond naming. We send this flame out into the world via our hearts to do the work the world needs most. So for the fire ritual, we're going to start singing, repeat the words after me. I think you all know it, but we'll go ahead and go through it once here. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. We're going to start singing that here. We're going to open up the doors, and then we're going to continue singing it a cappella once we're outside during the whole ritual. Does that make sense? All right. Let's do this.